I'm gonna give you something special.
Climb every mountain.
We've probably all seen the compilations upon compilations of Britain's Got Talent auditions. Some are complete fails, while others are the exact opposite. This is Film Focus, and today we're going over 10 Britain's Got Talent moments that shook the crowd. Before we begin, remember to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and wait to find out who made it to number 1. Number 10. NU Crew. NU Crew was a dance team that auditioned in 2019. It includes kids from ages 5 to 10 years old. And for their age, they sure know how to dance. They danced to a mix of a few different songs and managed to completely captivate the judges and audience. You can even see Simon smiling at their talent a few times. Considering how young they are, it was super wowing what they were able to do. They were high energy and were hard to take your eyes off of, and it's no shock they ended up going through. Number 9. Serene. This was an act of a 14-year-old girl singing. She auditioned in 2019 for the 14th season of the show. Not only was her singing amazing, but she was actually blind, and yet she accompanied her singing by playing the piano beautifully. While the audience wasn't flying out of their seats immediately, it was simply because they were so captivated by the beautiful singing. Once she had finished, she received a standing ovation from the crowd and the judges. With all this in mind, it's certainly no surprise she went home with 4 yeses. Number 8. Jakob. This act was of a 10-year-old boy dancing. He auditioned in 2019 as part of season 14. Despite his young age, he was able to do pretty advanced things, like flips and handsprings. He was definitely able to captivate the crowd and the judges. As a tribute to that testament, he ended up leaving the stage with 4 yeses and a cheering audience. I think it's pretty safe to say the little guy shook the crowd with his talent.
It's a yes from me.
I'm gonna work out you've got about, I'd say about 4,000 yeses.
Number 7. Aidan McCann. In this act, a 10-year-old boy named Aidan performed some magic. He auditioned in 2019 for season 14 of the show. In this act, he took one of the judges' rings, put it in a handkerchief, and made it disappear. A few seconds later, the ring appeared in a box that had been sealed off. After receiving a lot of cheers from the crowd, he proceeded to part 2 of his act, wherein he took the same ring in his fists, made it disappear, and had it reappear, somehow tied to his shoelace. After pulling both of these tricks off, he received a standing ovation from the audience and the judges. Not only does his young age make it so spectacular that he pulled something like this off, but it was a generally mind-blowing trick. Once he had finished the act, the judges awarded him 4 yeses, getting him to the next round.
Now I'm gonna unscrew the back of the watch. Just like that. Now in this watch is something very special.
Crazy.
Number 6. Nora Barton. In this act, Nora Barton, a 96-year-old singer, stunned everybody. Despite her age, she was still able to hit the high notes like nobody's business, prompting a burst of applause from the audience. The fact that a 96-year-old woman could sing like that stunned the judges and the audience. It's an overall very wholesome act, and one I know I would personally watch again. Her talent earned her a standing ovation from the judges and the crowd, as well as 4 yeses from the judges. This news made Nora break out into a little dance. A perfect ending to her performance.
Second yes. It's a yes from me.
I think we've got about 4,000 yeses here, Nora. Be happy again.
Number 5. Ezekiel and Carl. This act was a duo of 20-year-old Ezekiel and 23-year-old Carl. They auditioned in 2019 as a part of season 14. They performed a dance routine to the song Rollin' on the River by Tina Turner. This act was insane. It featured moves like splits, twirls, flips, and multiple costume changes. It was super high energy and it looked like they were having fun the entire time. Not only was it highly entertaining, but their technique was incredible. All these factors combined got them a standing ovation from the judges and crowd, along with 4 yeses.
Energy was so positive. It was an amazing audition. 4 yeses, you're through to the next round.
Number 4. Diana Vedyashenko. This act auditioned in 2019 for season 14 of the show. It featured Diana, who was accompanied by 5 wiener dogs. Any act with a dog is sure to get love from the audience, but combine that with an actually interesting to watch performance, and you've got a highly lovable act. The performance featured the dogs going up bridges, jumping onto their own assigned podiums, rolling over, and jumping over things all on command. You could tell by the audience that everyone had loved it. The act earned a standing ovation from all 4 of the judges. Easy to say, she left the stage with 4 yeses.
Oh my God. It's a yes from me.
You have 4 yards. Congratulations.
Number 3. Cubby. This act was of a 41-year-old blind comedian. He auditioned in 2019 for season 14. He started by poking fun at Ant and Dec. He moved on to some jokes about how he was blind and made light of the entire situation. His jokes always received a burst of laughter and applause from the judges and crowd. Overall, it's safe to say his jokes were on par with what the show was looking for. On top of that, it was so inspiring to see someone turning what most would consider a negative into a positive. It was all enough to send him home with 4 yeses.
With a yes. David.
Cubby, I'm saying yes.
It's a yes from me.
And now you have 4 yeses, Cubby.
Number 2. Georgia Borg. This audition was of a 10-year-old singer. She auditioned in 2019 as part of season 13. Her voice immediately wowed the judges. Not even taking into account how young she is, her voice stood alone. Her audition received an immense amount of applause from the crowd and the judges. Not only applause, but a standing ovation from everyone in the room. However, she didn't receive 4 yeses. Instead, she received the golden buzzer from Gabrielle, and it was hardly a surprise after hearing her amazing performance.
I was barely out of nappies when I was 10 years old. I mean, just everything.
And number 1, Cody Lee. This act was of Cody Lee, a 22-year-old autistic and blind man who sang and played the piano. He auditioned in 2019 for season 13. His whole act was extremely touching from the start, as his mom explained that living in the current age as an autistic person can be very difficult. She talked about how doing things most people do is really challenging, and how music actually saved Cody's life. Then, Cody actually performed. When I say this is one of the best auditions I believe are out there, I mean it. The second Cody started singing, it was clear that his voice was phenomenal. Not only did it receive a standing ovation from the crowd and judges, it got tears from many people. 4 yeses wouldn't have been enough for the act, and it seemed Gabrielle agreed, as she actually gave him the golden buzzer. And deservingly so. Not only did he get the golden buzzer, but he actually ended up winning the entire season. I think it's pretty safe to say Cody is on this list for a good reason.
And tonight, I'm gonna give you something special.
On every mountain.
That was our list of 10 Britain's Got Talent moments that shook the crowd. Which one was your favorite audition? Who would you have given the golden buzzer to if you could? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching Film Focus.